Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis IV as Novgorod. And because it's so warm outside, wait, that is the trade node. That is us, Novgorod. Because it's so warm outside, we are going for the Frozen Assets achievement, which means that we have to have 90% of the trade in the White Sea trade node and have that be the most powerful trade node in the world, which it is currently not. Speaking of trade, I am, before I forget it, going to try to set up my trade slightly differently here, because we've been collecting in the White Sea trade node, but it does very little for us. I still think that we could maybe get more by using our merchant to transfer somewhere. Not that we can retransfer to our node, but we would like the bonus trade power in our home node. So I'm going to try to send him to, say, maybe Crimea? I don't have range on Crimea, never mind. So we don't have range on any node that actually transfers to us. So what I'm going to do instead is just transfer somewhere, hopefully away from my enemies. Let's send him to the Baltic and transfer with the White Sea guy. Let's check our trade income right now with 7.3 ducats. Send him there, and then we see at the turn of the month if that changes, or next month. 7.3 I said, right? 7.3, yes. Alright, so what's our plan? We took 2 episodes to recover from the pretty terrible wars in the beginning, but we did get a lot of expansion out of the early wars, so that was good. Now we're looking to expand again, and the question is where? There are 2 options, I would say. One is to go into the Teutonic Outer Territory. I really want to do that. The thing is that they are allied to the Danes, and I don't look forward to fighting the Danes again. Are they my rival? They are. They have 17,000, almost as many troops as we do, but they also have Sweden and Norway under their thumb. Now Sweden, the liberty desire is very low, so we can't really rely on a rebellion there. So that's one option, but really don't want to fight the Swedes as well. And I don't think we can call in anybody important. No. Golden Horde is, Great Horde is busy. Ryazan, it's just too far away. Bohemia does not owe us the favors, and the ruler is cruel. And Poland does also not owe us any favors, and they're in debt. So maybe if Poland gets up to 10 favors, or we get up to 10 favors on Poland, then we could think about it. Until then, we have to look for a good opportunity. Other possibility is go for Muscovy. And Muscovy is similar strength, I would say, as Denmark is. They have a bit more troops than we do. They also have Rostov and Perm as vassals, so some extra troops. But on the plus side, they don't have as strong allies. They're only allied to Circassia, who seems to be dying at the moment, to Poland, Moldavia, and Lithuania. Interesting. How are you in that war, but not Muscovy? Did you just peace out? No, it's a different war. What is that war? Polish conquest of Jerichul. So the Poles declared war on Crimea. Oh, I'm looking at Crimea, but they're not allied to Crimea. They're allied to Circassia, which is this one province minor. So not really important, but it's still 3 1 province minors. Oh well, no, 2 1 province minors and Perm plus Muscovy, who already has stronger troops than we do. So we would also need friends. And once again, none of our friends are willing to rejoin here. Circassia currently busy dying, apparently. So they're not super interested in joining, but neither are our friends. And I think as soon as we declare war on Muscovy, we will have the issue that the Danes think we're weak and they're going to declare war on us, which is also bad. Really want more religious, what's it called? Conversion power. What do you call it? Missionary strength. So we can finally get rid of these filthy Catholics and get our religious unity back, but I'm not quite sure where and how we're going to do that yet. Now, tech-wise, I think being focused on military is fine, because we want to take in new military tech soon. And we have no advisors, because we need the money for a while. I think we should be able to go back to at least a military advisor here. I guess land force limit is the best one to get. Anything really cool here? -2 unrest, we don't need anymore. Would have been useful earlier, but then we didn't have money. Taxes. We make 6 ducats in taxes, so we would make at maximum half of his price back. It's not horrible. Maybe do grab the tax guy too, and see what that does. So currently we're making 6.3 taxes. I grab him. Does it update him automatically? It does not. Let's see what the new month brings us in income. We went up to 6.85, so we got about 0.5 ducats, so he's paying for about half of himself. And trade went up to... It already went up from 7.3 to 7.68, and our trader's not there yet, not that he's going to do much. Next month I assume it would be slightly higher still. Yeah, we go up to 8. Okay, so that was definitely worth it. Mission fulfilled, high income, which gives us construction cost and construction time reduction. I like that. I think I'm actually gonna pick it here because we might drop down in income again, and then that would be very unfortunate not to be able to take it. It's only lasts for 25 years, so usually you should only be taking it when you're constructing. But at this moment, I think that's just better this way. What would be interesting if Muscovy was integrating, and I'm not 100% sure if you can see that here, if they were integrating their vassals, because then they will end up having less troops, which would be cool. What else? No conversions, no stating yet, but I really want to get started on that sometime. I'm so up and down about that. Let's wait a bit with the construction so we have some war chests lying around in case things go haywire. Trade dispute lost, that is fine. Is there anybody, speaking of trade, that would be willing to... Ooh, -2 unrest on our ruler, don't mind if I do. Anybody that would be willing to join my trade league? No. Would be nice. What are you? Just Lithuanian nobles? Not really of consequence. Must be influencing Rostov. Hopefully that means that they're going to try to integrate them. Circassia could pick up a naval doctrine, but I think right now buildings are still better than the naval doctrine. At similar price. Well, these churches are not great. This workshop is good though. 0.2. Lose 10 prestige. Yes. 0.2 in Tiquin. That's not bad. And this marketplace in Kolmogorov, but it is in Kolmogorov. We don't really care about Kolmogorov, so probably not building that marketplace. Would like to be able to use our power in the Baltics at some point, but I don't quite know how we're going to do that yet. Let's continue here. And just find a bit of money. Keep an eye on the situation in these guys, but Denmark, yeah. Not happening at the moment. Speaking of Denmark, let's best guess here that should put Denmark in there, yeah. Just so we got notified when Denmark goes to war, so we can double check whether we can attack the Toots. Cool. Oh, there's a tech we could take ahead of time. I know, not attack, that's the next idea. National unrest reduction is nice. We don't really need it at the moment. It is a military idea group. We do want to take the next tech in the next year, which is in a month. We won't even have the power then, so I'm not going to take the idea right now. We don't need the unrest reduction, and we do want to stay up to date with our military tech. Should probably have elected a military ruler at some point, but I didn't. Thought we needed admin more, but it feels right now that we really need the military. Oh well, once our ruler dies or gets too old, we're just going to elect the military one again. I really would like to offer you a war, but I don't see how. What I do see is that we can increase our army size a bit. Do we have? No, we don't have cannon tech yet, so let's not build a cannon. Not being able to is a good reason, I think, to not do it. I think I'm going to send one of my diplomats to just improving with allies. And if I remember correctly, yeah, we have a lot of claims on both the Swedes and Novgorod, so that and Muscovy. Novgorod. Lots of claims on Novgorod because it's ours. Ooh, gain admin power and tax, gain military power and manpower, or diplomatic power and base production. All of that in Cargopol. don't really care about the trade in cargo pool at the moment. It is the White Sea trade node, which we want to be. Oh no, cargo pool. It's not Kolmogori. Never mind. Cargo pool is where? There. Still, is that in the White Sea trade node? It feels like it would be. Trade. It is. So we could go long term here and put the point into production to make trade more interesting in there. But then again, all bonuses that we gain here also... Tax just gives us more, well, tax, which is nice enough, and we get admin power. Military, I care the least about. I want the military power, but I don't want the base manpower. Diplomatic. I think I'll take the one that gives us more right now. It's the base tax, as opposed to the long-term plan. I don't think one base production is going to make a difference in the future for our final achievement. So I think that's going to be fine. I don't like that this is decreasing. Soon we should be able to take that tech. In June 1480, okay. Denmark, Rostov, claiming... Come on, people, give me something to do here. I wouldn't even horribly mind a declaration of war, I don't think. Because then they would call in my allies, or at least some of my allies. And then we could fight a good war here. I think I'm keeping my ruler. He's 65. Yeah, he can do another year. And we really do want to tank our Republican tradition. Well, it's not like we need to get rid of it, but it's fine to use it. Because we want to, at some point, switch to a different government anyway. Let's grab the military tech here. Which does give us a cannon tech, so now I probably lack a... No, we actually have one more force limit now. That's cool, so I can build one cannon. Do like having one cannon for sieges early on. They're not very good at fighting early on, but one for sieges gives you +1 for just one cannon. It's pretty good. Now, Denmark, wouldn't you like to go to like an independence war? Why are the Swedes so happy to be your junior partner? Aww. Really be great if you went to an independence war or a big war in the HRE. That would also be nice. Favor-wise, how are we looking here? None of you are willing to come in. Poland would come in on a promise of territory at the moment against the, well, Danes and the Toots. How close are we to those favors? 7 favors, and we get one every, what, 2 years. So 6 years from now, we're going to have 10 favors, so we don't have to promise them territory. Maybe that's fine, because I don't really want to give up any of the Toot territory here. How are our claims looking? 89. There is a war. Not a declaration of war on us, unfortunately. But declaration of war on the Great Horde. Did you call in anybody else? Oh, you're also at war with Transoceania. Or Oceania. Which... Great Horde in Sibir. Is this our war, or is this the point where we run from the war? The thing is, if we help in this war, then the Great Horde is unlikely to give us what we want. Well, they may if we get enough war score. It is tempting to go for this. We're not necessarily going to get what we want, but we're going to get something out of it if we do win. I just don't like that the Great Horde is also at war with Transo. In their reconquest of Kysulkum, wherever that is. They don't have a border. Who did he actually declare the war on? Transo. That's still the Great Horde. Wait, what? That's not the Great Horde, that's Transo. Why do we keep opening the Great Horde? Do I not know Transoceania? Or is this? No, I'm in the right map mode. Hello. Shirvan? Dr. Shirvan. Apparently I do not know Transoceania. I'm just trying to figure out in this war whether or not it's a difficult war for the Great Horde. Otherwise, we'd lose 25 prestige and lose Diplo rep, and our allies would trust us less, which is bad. How do I not know Transoceania? I clearly know their land. There we go. That works. Okay. Trans-O is at war with Uzbek and the Great Horde, and they attacked Uzbek and the Great Horde came in. So, unfortunately, the Great Horde armies are busy down there in Trans-O. So, we can't rely on their help, really. Difficult choice. It's a really difficult choice. We could... Well, that seems wrong. Could decline here and try to declare a war on the Toots, knowing that Muscovy is probably too busy to go to war against us at the moment. But could only call in Poland. I don't know if we still could if we decline here with the loss in Diplo rep and trust. You know what? I think we're gonna accept. As weird as that is. They're the same militech as we are, unfortunately. We do not have a good general. So we don't really have many advantages at all, except for the morale we get from our idea groups. What ideas do they have? Economic. Okay, so that's fine. They do get plus 10% shock damage from their tradition, which is scary. But we have 10% bonus morale. Yeah, I mean, whatever could go wrong, right? Let's stop drilling, let's move in there, and let's wait for a month or two before we accept. So the Muscovites move away. And then just not let it auto-decline. So right about now, I think we should be accepting that call to arms. Let's go down to speed 4. Accept the call to arms and try if we can't just grab these guys. We can, okay. Screw over these guys in Peshkov here. Bit low on morale, but it's a small stack. We should be able to wipe them out. Good. Now I want to go and wipe these guys out. Yeah, that better run. Now, if they take all the Great Horde territory, then the Great Horde is not going to be any use to us in this war, and then we are going to get overrun, probably. So I think I have to go and try to take back that territory. That said, it's full of forts, right? We could only walk through Lithuania, but we can walk through Lithuania. Alternatively, we can siege down Peshkov, but it's a level 3 fort, and it won't hurt the Muscovites much, because it's a vassal. So I'm not very fond of that. Let's just try to circle around and maybe grab them on the fort in Saratov. Or we're gonna have to fight this army here first, because they're in my land. I have no idea I can walk this way. That seems super wrong. That's a fort. Must be because it's next to a fort somehow. I think we're gonna grab the small stack, or did they join? They did join, so we can kill this stack or at least hurt them a lot. Which is good. Unfortunately, the guys in Peshkov did build units and are annoying me now. Killed 6,500 at the cost of 5, which is fine, but not what we really need here. I did really want more. Am I really gonna chase this? We're not super rich. Yeah, I'm gonna chase this because there's more Muscovites over here. Did they? Oh, they already took Saratov down, so the Great Horde is fully sieged, and we also lost the ruler we just re-elected. Fantastic. We're gonna take a military candidate so we can hopefully maybe you know, get more of our ideas. We get plus 5% discipline, which is great. Fortunately, we have some unrest coming out here, mostly I assume because we just lost our unrest reduction ruler. And also we... it's Goldingen. What's the rest of the unrest here? Intolerance, war exhaustion. Yeah, we have some war exhaustion and we lost our ruler. That is why. And this is what I talked about in an earlier episode. It's super annoying that we have no forts on any border here. Of course, our ruler died, so we don't have general. So let's really fix that. And immediately, ruler, you can have command. You're acceptable, I guess. I really miss having estates here. We're gonna fight in forest, which is negative for us, but we have the numbers. As long as they can't come in, and they don't. We won and we killed. Wow. Look at that. We killed 7,500 at the cost of 2. Those are the fights that we need. Take Welsk back. And did the Great Horde army come back at any point? Do they still exist even? Did you just lose your army? That would be very unfortunate for this war, I dare say. Troops on our side. No Great Horde still has 11,000 guys somewhere. Which is okay. Where are you going, Ustyok? Meanwhile, we're being sieged over here. That's just gonna be how this is gonna be. I don't think it's time yet to try to siege down any Muscovite forts, really. So I think I go back way over to what used to be the Livonian Order. At least chase them off, and they seem to already be running, which is good. But they're still in my land, so... Ish. Yeah, they're still trying to take my land. Luki. Great Horde trying to take back their own land. Okay, that should at least... The infantry cost goes up. Should get at least get their attention here. Yeah, they're now gonna run and try to fight the Great Horde of that is taking their own land back. So what I'm gonna do is split off a guy to take back Luki. Send the rest over here and maybe even start a siege of Moskva. Sibir got pieced out. That is sad. They're just playing war reps. I mean, Sibir doesn't really matter, but... And we could try to run there, help our allies, but... So far, I don't think we'd be in time. I think we're better off trying to get a siege of the grassland forts in... Do I go for the grassland level 3 fort or the woods level 2 fort? I think I try to just murder down the woods level 2 fort while they're busy trying to chase out the Great Horde again. And if we can do that, then we have a fort over here in woods that can help us a lot. Now we could get caught in a fight in woods, which we really don't want to be. And also we're not taking the capital if we do this. But I think it helps. There's some guys again trying to siege my land down. But they're now also a bit split on things. So maybe that's okay. Poland embrace Renaissance. We can take Renaissance Thought, which is a new admin idea group. New admin tech, which gives us a new idea group. And I don't think I'm going to pick an idea group yet. It's not going to be military again because we hardly have the military to even fill out our first idea group, or we really don't have it. Can I afford to trim down my siege stack here a bit? I think I can. At least get the calf out and half of these guys. Still want a reasonable force here so we don't get surprised. Toots rivaled me, which is fine. Muscovy sending troops over, which is not happy. We took Rezav, okay. Still trying to take back that fort in Mozarsk. People moving around to us again. What happened down here? Great Horde is still alive. Cool. How about you take the 20%er, huh? That would be nice. Oh yeah, and please sit on my fort in Novgorod for a while. With your troops. Let me take this. And let you take some attrition on Novgorod. And then let me crush you in the woods in Novgorod. That would be excellent. They keep on going for Welsk here because they have a core on it. I think that's why they're going for that first. Can I try to pick some of these off? It is a bit risky. But then again, it would be very good for us. you want to spend 50 on a general. How is our tradition looking? Still horrible. Not having a general is also horrible, but their general is not a general, really. I think I'd do this. I also took the fort, which is great. So now we can reunite our troops. And what else are we gonna do? I mean, I clearly want my land back up there. I can't let them do this. So let's reunite here instead. Try if we can't catch these guys. They're going to Mologa, which is grasslands, which is great for us. So please log in and fight. Shift consolidate for maximum efficiency. And crunch, hopefully. That looks like a good crunching. Yeah, decent. 5,000 to 2,000. It's a deal. Now I'm gonna walk up here and try if I can't pick up some of these small stacks. Get some of that war score. Oh, the Great Horde is still doing okay. Their capital is being sieged again by Perm and Muscovy. But they're also sieging Muscovite land, so that's cool. You're running to Shenkursk? No, to Ustyuk. I can run to Ustyuk. That's okay. Hopefully stack wipe you. We should be able to. We are more than 2 to 1. Yep. 10 to 1, I mean. We're definitely more than 2 to 1, but that is not really a number that matters. How are we doing on our force limit? Can we build another unit? We cannot. I would like to have like one guy running around here taking back the land that these guys have been taking from me. But since we are losing out on money, yeah, I'm gonna grab the unrest reduction idea here. Since we're losing out on money, I don't want to send out a new... create a new unit here. So let's just do this, leave a guy here and have 23,000 or 22,000 guys trying to mop up the rest of the Russians, who took back the Great Horde capital, but the Great Horde is sieging Muscovite land. That is excellent. And a capital fort is usually rather easy to take back, so I'm not super afraid of them piecing out the Great Horde that way. The war score is not horrible. Maybe we can catch them out here, and now we cannot, unfortunately. Do I go for a siege of Moskva now? It is very tempting. Sieging down that capital, that seems good. It's grasslands. How are the powers doing? They still have way more troops than we do. Can't call anybody in. Well, we're not co-belligerents, so it's not a surprise that we can't call anybody in. I would like to pick up more damage on them. Also, don't really care about aggressive expansion too much, I don't think. Combat bonus and terrain of capital, which is woods, I think, right? I think our capital is in woods. Yes. And there are a bunch of woods. There's also forest around, which is not woods for some reason, but there's a lot of woods around here. I think I pick up the combat bonus. It might decide this war for us. War taxes would also be nice, but let's grab... Where is it? Combat bonus in woods. There. Now I think we could... No, we cannot. Interesting. I'm sure there will be a day where I understand fort mechanics completely. Today's not that day. War exhaustion is high. That is not good. I'm gonna spend some diplo on reducing that. Why do you have such high war exhaustion? Well, we have some land occupied, I guess. And some losses. What does it say why we're getting war exhausted? Blockaded home ports? Occupied home provinces and attrition. I don't think we have any blockaded home ports. That's a lie, but... the rest is true. Question, do we need this big army here? I don't think we do. Let's once again drop off some irrelevance. Keep the strategy, keep the mercenaries, because they're just money. Move the rest out. And now Muscovy is sending a lot of troops down here. Did they lose? No, the Great Horde did not lose their troops. So once again, Great Horde territory is beleaguered, but also Great Horde peasants are trying to kill Rostov here. Which is funny to me. Gain innovativeness, lose 10 prestige, gain unrest in the Archangel area, Arkhangelsk. Sounds like Archangel. Where's that? Archon. There. So this area would get 5 unrest. They are below 5 unrest. Below -5 unrest. So I think it would be fine. Lose the prestige. It's not great, but yeah, let's gain that innovativeness. It is a gain. These rebels are actually losing. These are really bad rebels. Does the Great Horde have horrible tech? Yes. That's probably why they're losing here and why their rebels are so bad, because rebels keep the tech of the Overlord. So Muscovy now once again fully occupying the Great Horde. This guy once again annoying me. Do I grab a mercenary here? Kind of feel that's a yes. It's gonna be expensive. Not only buying that mercenary, but also then paying the increased upkeep. There's more rebels here though, Great Horde tribes. I mean, that happens if you're fully occupied and lose a lot of stuff in war. But it's kind of cool because it might lead to the Muscovites getting crushed. 19th, 16th. I guess on a 2-for-1 we can fight in woods. We should get a combat bonus in woods. Or just find a grasslands, you know. That's fine by me. And it ended. Great Horde seeded things, blah, 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 blah. So, Great Horde gave up, but they did not give any of our stuff up, which is good. We now have a truce, the Muscovy. We didn't lose too much. I mean, we lost some manpower, we lost some money. Got some devastation in our lands, hopefully not too much. But we did not lose very much else. Which might mean we get a bonus for answering a call to arms against my rival. Yes. Not a lot of a bonus, but a bonus. So now, unfortunately, the Great Horde is pretty dead. We should be looking for different allies then, because they are not useful anymore. Pomerania, Emirati, Saxony, Brandenburg, Bavaria, hey! But no. I mean, Emirati is not the smallest nation, but they're also probably not very good. AQ, Bavaria, Palatinate. These are not very helpful. I mean, Austria would be nice. How's Austria about thinking about an alliance? They don't like it at all. Why? Attitude, diplomatic relations, army strength, everything. And Hungary is in the Union under Austria? No, they're not. How do you think about an alliance? Even worse. Oh, you arrived at me. I see. Okay, so that's not happening. Anyway, I was looking to declare war on the Teuts. And how close are we? Well, Great Horde is not coming in anymore. You guys are just useless. Bohemia is cruel, otherwise they would come. And Poland is in debt, otherwise they would come. Ooh, do they actually owe me 10 favors now? Yes. Okay, so if Poland pays off that debt, we can definitely declare the war on the Teuts. And hopefully win against the Danes and the Swedes and stuff. Bohemian ruler is cruel. How old is he? 35? Okay. So there's no hope there of the Bohemian ruler just dying. And helping us that way. No longer being cruel. Due to being dead. It's not a thing. Well, that is an episode with a war. So we didn't do nothing. We didn't get anywhere with that war. It didn't do anything for us except of giving us probably not too shabby truce with the Muscovites until 93. Well, it's 8 years. Not horrible. So we should really use those 8 years to go in against the Danes. Because we can't be attacked really by the Muscovites. We should also be looking for buildings and stuff, but we're going to do that in the next episode. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, why don't you like my videos, subscribe to the channel, and if you have anything to say, do it down there in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.